with them. How do you deal with the fact that some of the alters are sexual beings and want sex? That was part of the weird at the beginning, because some of the alters, you know, they're in their late teens, early 20s, and looking for action, I guess. But it's
Like a sailor on shore leave.
but yeah, I mean, I had a brief sexual relationship with a couple of the alters, and it was different. It was basically like having sex with a whole other person that looked a lot like the original person, but it's a whole different personality. So it's all kinds of different. Feels different, acts different, behaves different. It's weird. And so that's something we've been working on, is the whole want to have sex thing. What do you do when an alter expresses desire for someone else? We haven't actually had that issue yet. I know that some of the alters are interested in sex, but so far we haven't had an issue where it's, well, at least not in our relationship, where they've had somebody interested in somebody else in the gang. I know that in a previous relationship that she had, there was actually a girlfriend and then another girlfriend who was dating one of the alters, and it got really weird and complicated, and I don't recommend it. Let's see, how do you deal with flashbacks, body memories, and nightmares? Well, with the flashbacks and the nightmares, you basically just have to try to be supportive and just kind of ride them out. If she wants to be held, I'll hold her. If she doesn't want to be held, I won't hold her. You know, whatever. Just try to make her comfortable, and just like what you would with anybody who's having a, rough time emotionally, try to be supportive and don't freak out. Body memories, a little more freaky, but the same kind of deal. Try to get medical attention where needed. Try to stop bleeding if there's bleeding, or if there's pain. So a lot of it's emotional pain, but it still feels just the same as it did before. So just try to make them comfortable and just try to roll with it. How do you see your role as the significant other of an MP? I don't know. It's just supportive. I just try to be here and be supportive, and I know I don't know everything. Sometimes I feel like I don't know anything at all, but we give it a shot. We work through things together, and like I said, we're lucky to have good cooperation among the alters, and especially the protectors, Cassie and Kathy. I think they do a real good job about explaining kind of what's going on and keeping tabs on stuff. And Harry, who is, I believe, 4 at this point, he's an excellent snitch. He will occasionally just pop out and be all like, P.S. by the way, stuff's happening. Thought you might like to know. Yeah, so he's fun.
He lets you know when
He lets me know when he's lassoed a new alter from the nothing and dragged him out kicking and screaming and hiding him under his bed. He's special.
You might want to explain that a little bit.
We'll talk about that in another video.
Okay.
But yeah, Harry's the kind of the welcome wagon for the alters that have been in the nothing, which is basically just kind of like the attic of the house, where the kind of half-formed alters live, kind of in the dark, and when they haven't really got a purpose and they haven't really wanted to be out with the family and out with the team and stuff, they kind of hang out in there. And Harry's taken to head hunting, I guess. You could I mean, he's all lassoing them and dragging them out and hanging out with them,
His intentions.
whether they like it or not. Yeah, he's got good intentions, but his methods are a little scary. Do you split your time between Tommy and the alters? who is out most often. Yeah, we do split time a little bit. The altars used to come out a lot more, but I think between Tommy going to being at work full time now and going to school full time, I think she probably spends the majority of the time out. But let's see, who is out most often? I used to get a whole lot of Richie, but I guess between probably Richie and Harry are the ones that I see the most often these days. The others kind of hang around, do their own thing. Occasionally, Beth and Lauren will bust out every once in a while. But there's some I actually haven't seen in a long time, and occasionally we'll have new ones that appear that have no idea what's going on. And or not too long ago, we had somebody wake up that hadn't been awake for about 15 years. And so that was sort of an interesting adventure. It's like having somebody being unfrozen from cryogenic storage without an explanation, and trying to tell them that it's now 15 years later and
That's a DVD player.
whoever they were. Yeah, what? This is a telephone. I know it's this big, but it's a telephone and it works from over here. And things like that we're in a different state and we actually do live in the South. Oh my gosh. So prejudiced those kids are. But yeah, stuff like that, and who I am was just always sort of a shock for some of those, because they don't know me from Adam. They just suddenly appeared in this house.
Who was that? Was Rudy, wasn't it?
I believe that was Rudy, was the last one that popped in, and she was confused. Bless her. But yeah, so I guess I've rattled on long enough for this one. But if you guys have any questions or any concerns, want to know how the house is organized, or any other questions for me about being an SO, anything like that, just send us in the comments and or send us an email, and we'll put it in a video. Okay.